Hello. If you are watching this video after it has been recorded live, I should do this really quick intro before anybody starts coming on to this call. Months February, March, and April, and even May, for me personally, I am dedicating to blog growth in my Facebook group, my private Facebook group. I announced this. Some people might be coming and joining us here in a little while, but I am really focusing on growth for the next 3 months. It's February 1st at the time of this recording, and I've been slacking for the past 3 or 4 months as I've been building out a blogging course, bloggeru.org. You can find it. And it's turning out great. It's going really well, but I really have been missing out on growth the past few months. And my blog is still new. Like, I should be focusing on growth. So I've dedicated the next couple of months to doing that. So I am going to stop speaking now. A few other people might come on the call. You can fast forward a little bit if you're watching this afterward. Let me see here. Broadcast large. Broadcast a large video. We'll start in about 4 or 5 minutes, by the way. So you can honestly just skip this if you're watching the recorded version later on YouTube. Broadcast large and hide the other. No. Okay. I'm trying to get a sense of how to work YouTube Live right here. So, Elizabeth.
Hello.
Oh yeah, it is working. Hey, what's up, Liz?
Hey, Pete. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing pretty good. I'm just hanging out. I'm trying to see. This is the first time I've ever done this on YouTube Live. I mean, I used YouTube to like start up this call.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, is it like?
I think it's working. It says it's live, and when I joined the call, it made me like accept terms and conditions or whatever to YouTube. So.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like, what? I didn't know you were streaming it. That's super cool, dude.
Let me see. I'm going to share my screen.
Whoa. That was a lot of Liz.
Okay. I'm hoping that's working. I thought I would. I have like a brainstorm going right here on one of my to-do list. Ideas for growth. Make this. I'm going to cut out my to-do list so no one's bothered by that in this video.
Hi, Megan.
Hi, Pete. Hi, Elizabeth.
Hey.
Do you go by Elizabeth?
Wait, where's my thing?
I go by Liz. I guess it must just be my Google has my full name.
Yeah, Google gives out all your personal info.
Yeah, isn't that great?
Yeah, I hope no one's coming on here like completely anonymous. Like, oh, I didn't want to share my real name. Oops.
Okay.
All right.
How's it going?
It's going good over here. I just finished chatting with Jeff Proctor and Ben Huber from Breaking the 1% and Dollar Sprout. We did a nice little interview.
Cool.
We went really hardcore. I gotta turn you guys up. I can't hear a damn thing. We went really hardcore on like Pinterest and the nitty gritty of like how to analyze group boards and like really dig into growing your Pinterest traffic. It's pretty crazy. Something I suck at. So that was
I was gonna ask how your Pinterest technique is.
It's terrible, but if I'm completely honest, it's because I haven't tried. Like, I joined about 25 to 30 group boards right off the bat, literally like 8 months ago now. Good gracious. And I haven't touched them since then. I haven't made like any improvements to my Pinterest game whatsoever, but I just continue to pin. And it's stupid. Yeah. It's like that quote, like, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. That's totally me. I've been sucking at it. So Ben and Jeff have convinced me to go back and try harder.
Okay. Are you on Pinterest, Liz?
You know, that's funny that you guys bring it up because I just had a free audit of my Pinterest from a friend.
Nice.
And I hadn't touched it in like 6 months. I've taken a course and all my friends were like, oh my gosh, my traffic has exploded. And I was like, yeah, I didn't implement any strategies from the course. Like, we're getting, like one of my friends was getting something like 55,000 views of her blog a month. And my And she pinned something of mine, and that's like the only steady views I get. It's like a pin she made for a guest post she did for me. Because another friend said, I don't know if I believe her. Where's she getting those numbers? And I said, I believe her because she did a guest post for me, and I get at least a couple hundred views from that from Pinterest.
That's
so I just started this week doing it.
Okay.
I was going to say, that's like a completely valid marketing strategy. It's just to get other people who are already kicking butt on Pinterest.
Yeah.
Pin your stuff. How can we manufacture that?
Well, they kind of manufacture that in Board Booster, right?
Do they?
I think it's like the equivalent of Tailwind Tribes, but it's Board Booster something. I can't think of the word. And essentially, like, you utilize the network of whoever is in that group, and then they pin your stuff too. Yeah. And they can automate it so that it's not something that they have to actively think about doing. It just happens. Yeah.
So do you use Board Booster or Tailwind?
I am dabbling in Board Booster. I used Tailwind currently. Board Booster confuses me, but I'm in a course that is really trying to break it down. And so I just launched my blog today. I need to launch my Pinterest stuff. Yay! I need to launch my Pinterest stuff. www.lazimillennial.com. LAZI millennial.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank you. So yeah, I'm trying to get a hang on Board Booster.
You gotta celebrate your blog launch. What do you have any build up for today? Like, did you
I did a pre-launch. Yeah, I did a pre-launch starting January 1st. So I had a landing page that I was sending people to via Pinterest and Facebook, and I had an opt-in on my landing page. So I had about 30 people sign up during the pre-launch phase. And really just pubbed it. So today I released like the full website and am sending people, but my Pinterest is behind my actual website. So I need to use the next couple of days to get my Pinterest strategy, and then I will hopefully release that to the masses on Saturday.
Walk me through your group boards. Like, how much time do you spend doing that? How many group boards are you on? How many do you want to be on? That sort of stuff.
I am on 20 to 25 group boards last time I checked. So what I did was, while I was preparing my blog content beforehand, I was working on joining group boards at the same time. Mm-hmm. So I gave myself, like, on my to-do list, I would say you need to apply to 5 group boards, no matter, I didn't break it down in a time, like spend 15 minutes planning group boards. I said you need to find and apply to 5 group boards, and I tried to find niche specific group boards. So I did that every day for like all of January, probably half of December, and that's how I got in the ones that I'm in. So I do want to get in several more, but I think right now I at least have a good amount to start with, so that I can set up my automation.
I just snooped on you. I'm a follower now on Pinterest, so
Thanks.
You got one. Liz, since you guys are on here, thank you for coming on, by the way. Like, this is totally a last minute, like, oh, I think this would be cool. This might be a good way to kind of keep people posted on not just me, but like other people in this Facebook group, kind of what we're doing, what we're up to. So what are you going to do to grow your RV blog over the next like couple of months? Do you have anything laid out, or what are you already doing? Like, walk us through that.
All right. So yeah, I have the RV blog. That's crazy about the 25 group boards. I don't think the RV niche even has like 5. And so we don't even use them because they're dead. So to grow my site, I have a couple. To grow my site, I actually just came back from a workshop with Jeff Goins. Megan, I don't know if you know who that is. He's a writer. He's really popular in the online space. Like, he's like wicked, like wicked up there. So I went to a workshop with him and strategized like one-on-one with him on how to grow my site. I'm almost to 1,000 subscribers. I've been blogging for, I guess, about 14 months. And I have a book that I launched back in July, and sales are kind of I have it on my sidebar. I don't really promote it anymore. People will find it through stuff that I did over the summer, whatever. So I get a sale or two every day, and it's a book that I didn't actually write. I just got a bunch of friends together to write stories, and I put it together. It cost me $0 to make. Everyone gave me their stories for free, and I've made a couple $1,000s from it. So I was
That's
talking to Jeff,
amazing.
and he said, thanks. Yeah. So I asked Jeff, I was like, what should I do? How can I get to that 1,000? How can I grow my blog, quote unquote, in the fastest amount of time? Because I am a stay-at-home mom. My kid's watching a movie right now. It's nap time, but she's not napping because I'm talking. um, so he said, oh, just give away your book for free and reach out to 10 influencers in your space or in the broader space, because RVing, the niche is kind of small when you think about it. I mean, I personally know like the top bloggers, like I work for one of them, everything. So I'm going to reach out to RV manufacturers, bigger travel blogs like Why Travel, which one of my friends knows that person personally. So hopefully I'll get that connection. Bigger influencers like that, and give away the book for free. I've got my landing page set up. It's supposed to launch today, but I'm not quite ready with my email sequence. Had a strategy call for the email sequence for that. So I'm hoping that kind of blows up my site for growth, because it's a really funny book. It's just a humor book. My site is strictly like just for fun. So I'm thinking that people will sign up because it's funny. It's not like they even have to learn anything. And I have an audio version that they don't even have to read it if they don't want to.
Cool.
So you're kind of like
That's my big
transitioning
strategy.
the book into, rather than just like a little paid product that you haven't been promoting a whole lot, to like a driver of traffic and new leads and subscribers and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, because I mean, a lot of people, it's funny, this book is seriously like I always joke, it has the word crappy in the title. Like it's like a collection of hilariously crappy stories. And so whenever someone buys the book, I always say, oh, thank you for proving my husband wrong, that someone would buy a book with the word crappy in the title. Right. So I think it'll be a great opt-in. And at this point, I plan on, in the latter part of the year, doing something really big at a very high price point. So I need the numbers at this point.
Cool. So
yeah,
I'm gonna like sit down. That was really awkward. Sorry.
It's awesome.
I'm gonna mute my mic.
What's the name of your blog, Liz?
LizWilcox.com.
Okay.
I'd call it the virtual campground. That's still a debate whether or not to switch the domain over or not.
Gotcha.
That's a good question. Okay, Megan, what, besides Pinterest, or you can talk about Pinterest if you want, what are you going to do to focus on your Lazy Millennial site over the next couple of months?
Yeah, tell me. I'm excited.
Yeah, so just the tagline for Lazy Millennial is, Lazy Millennial is for multi-passionate millennials who want to be more productive, be more creative, and possibly make more money. So the whole premise is that people have a lot of different interests, not just what they maybe get paid for in their typical job, and that in order to live a well-balanced life, everybody can and should have a dose of creativity in their lives. And so I want to build a community around that. And I haven't quite figured out where I want that community to live. But that community is going to be one of the big ways that I will grow Lazy Millennial. So by live, I mean, like, do I want a Facebook group? Do I want a Slack group? Do I want a GroupMe group? What would be most conducive to helping people get out of it what they want to get out of it?
Right.
So the community will be a big part of that. And I also for March, I want to do some kind of challenge. And I haven't quite figured out what type of challenge yet, but, you know, something like a March Madness type thing. So hopefully that'll be
write that down.
Growth. Yeah, I think it's a great option for everybody.
That sounds really good.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be my next big thing that I focus on in order to grow.
Okay. Can I give you like a really quick tip?
Please.
I ran one in October. It was a blast. You don't have to do this. I used it as like a kind of a test beta program for like the big program that I'm building or whatnot. You don't have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things that I found like super helpful was just teasing it beforehand over and over and over again. And like the tiniest of ways, like I would just tack it on to the end of a tweet or something about something completely irrelevant, but I knew that was going to be looked at by, you know, my followers on Twitter or whatever. And I would like attack it onto like a PS in one of my newsletters or whatever. I teased that probably no less than 5 or 6 times in like the month leading up to it.
Okay.
This is like way before I even knew what it was going to be about. Like I didn't know the name. I didn't know exactly what we were going to like try and get through in like this 30-day challenge that I did, but I just kept teasing it out. And for whatever reason, I think that was like one of the keys to people actually signing up on day one, is because they had kind of gotten just enough little spark in their head of like, oh yeah, I got to remember to keep an eye out for when this comes live. I think I might be interested. So once I actually had like a landing page and a description and it actually had a name, then people were like ready for it, I guess. I don't know. So I like teasing little stuff like that, small products or lead magnets or whatever you use it for.
That's a good idea. I like that. And then the last part of my growth, it's just I have a YouTube channel where I do like interviews with other millennials, lazy millennials, and they talk about what they're doing as far as creativity, and we post them on the website. So hopefully when they share their interviews, and that opens it up to a whole other set of people who may not have seen the YouTube channel or the website otherwise.
What is your YouTube channel name? Lazy Millennial?
It is.
Have I seen this? I'm looking for it.
You have. We had a little chat exchange on one of your videos. I'm not sure which one.
We did. I remember this now. I cannot remember. I've looked at so many YouTube channels over the past 2 months. That's what I've been like focusing on.
Yeah.
I can't remember if I subscribed or not. I got to find you on there. Why can't I find you? I typed in LAZI Millennial.
2 L's, 2 N's?
Oh, wait. Now, you'll have to give me a link. Shoot me a link in the Facebook group or something, and I'll go subscribe. I can't remember if I did or not. I might have already be subscribed.
Okay.
Okay. Well, if it's cool with you guys, I want to share my screen and talk a little bit about some ideas and also just brainstorm. I am going to...
If I leave suddenly, I don't hate you guys. I'm just on my lunch break, so I'll have to leave soon. But totally. Carry on.
No, it's totally. I'm just creating this for, quite frankly, myself, my own accountability, and just to like keep myself on track. And I think it's an added bonus if anybody else wants to like watch these or show up later and get some ideas, or like you guys jumping on the call and maybe get a little bit of kick around some few ideas, brainstorm, get some accountability, stuff like that. So no, it's still, if you gotta go, you gotta go. But I do think it'd be kind of useful for me and maybe other people, hopefully, to kind of go through some different ideas. One of which I thought about as I'm building Blogger U is webinars. Like I'm pretty decent at running webinars, I think. Not amazing at it, but I'm pretty good. And I feel like I can get in contact with a bunch of people I've had on the podcast already and start to build more relationships and do more joint webinars. And I think I'm going to be pitching people like, all you have to do literally is show up for an hour. I'll do all the work of setting it up. I'll just send you a link to join, and you can promote whatever product you want. Like I was thinking about going to my friend Bobby just because he's low-hanging fruit and be like, hey, I'll do all the work. You just show up for an hour and we'll have like almost like a live podcast interview, but just like about a specific subject we'll talk on, we'll teach on or whatever. And then at the end, let him promote his course and paid products, or if he wants to offer a discount or whatever. And I'll just use that as like lead generation. So I'll try and grow my email list, and in return, they get to like sell their products or whatever. I'm also going to be running Facebook ads to those, I think. What else? Oh,
I wrote this. Facebook strategy? Like, do you have an ad strategy, or are you just kind of winging it as far as Facebook ads go?
So I am actually in a very unique position, very advantageous position. I'm good friends with Monica Louie.
Okay.
She has a huge Facebook growing client list, and I'm actually, this is news to everybody watching this probably, but I'm actually going to be working with her coming up starting next week. I can't release the name of the client, but it's a national account. Like it's a huge Facebook ad account. And I've already taken her course, and I've gone through, I've read her stuff. So I know the basics, and starting next week, over about the next month, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be like an absolute pro at Facebook ads, because I'm going to be managing this huge account and literally creating over 40 campaigns a week.
Wow.
So I'm really
You're
banking
going to be an expert sooner than that.
Yeah, and I'm going to have like Monica Louie like literally with me and her team, Kayla and the rest of them, like awesome. Helping me get better. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, congrats.
Yeah. But at the moment, I paid for her course. She offered to do it for free because I'd had her on the podcast, but I just paid for it anyways because I felt bad. But her Flourish with FB Ads course is like really good. It's amazing. It's like specifically geared towards bloggers running Facebook ads. Those of us, who are afraid to spend more than $30-$40 a day. I'm terrified of doing that right now, but no, it's really good.
Okay.
I also want to do another giveaway. I don't really want to talk about it here, but I'm just listing that for accountability. Like run another blogging giveaway. I don't really know what I'm going to give away at all, but it'd be cool. If anybody has ideas for that, by the way, I'd love to hear them.
I'll think on it.
The last thing I want to throw out on this call is, personally, I'm going to be creating a better content upgrade, like one freebie. Like my friend Rosemary Groner, oh gosh, why am I doing that? Sorry, you guys got a little crazy glimpse. She has one huge lead magnet. It's like the 90-day boot camp. It's like all over her site. Here it is, like step-by-step guide, 90-day budget boot camp. She promotes it like right here, or actually that's the workbook, but it's the same product. And it's like amazing. Oh, here at the top of her site too. Like I want to have that. I want to have the Do You Even Blog freebie, like one huge thing. And I'm thinking it's going to be like, at least what I'm going to try to make it is like the world's best free course on beginning blogging. Like people who are just getting into it, either they're thinking about starting a blog or have been doing it less than 6 months. So like not YouTube, but like total beginners. And I really want to spend a lot of time making it awesome. Like an email course, probably even like 60 to 90 days, one email a week, that sort of thing. I want to do that and then just promote the heck out of it. Like I want that to be like a huge lead magnet for me. So that's my one last thing I wanted to throw out there. How do I stop sharing?
It's off.
You're good.
Oh. I didn't press that button. It's doing weird things.
So is that your that's through May?
Wait, what'd you say?
Is that your goals set up through May?
Yeah. My goal is I tentatively wrote this down. I might actually revise it. My goal would be to get to 3,000 email subscribers by June 1st. So actually the next 4 months, February, March, April, and May, to get to 3,000 email subscribers. And I think I can do it. It's just going to require a lot more focus on pumping out blog content, going back into Pinterest and doing a decent job at it, actually working at it instead of just being lazy like I have been. And then those two things right there. Like I want to do more collaboration, more joint webinars, and I want to do one just awesome thing that I put a lot of time and effort into, like a huge freebie that literally like changes people's lives, hopefully, ideally, right? But yeah, that's my whole strategy for the next 4 months.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah. So I'll tell you, why don't we end this way? You guys could stay and hang out if you wanted to. I'll probably hop off. But why don't we end with like one little goal? And you don't even have to come back next week. Like really, we're all adults. Who cares? But like, what's your goal for like the next week on getting started with the goals that you guys lined out, like turning the free or the paid book into like something else and giving it to like some more influencers, and going on Pinterest and building out a community, a spot where people can collaborate. In Megan's case, like what can you guys do over the next week, or what do you want to hold yourself accountable to over the next week or so? Liz, why don't you go first?
Sure. I need to finish my welcome series for the landing page for the book, and then email at least 3 influencers.
Smart. I love it. Megan?
I've got 2. One is to add personal content to my YouTube channel. So right now it's just features, and I've been being an introvert when it comes to just like doing an actual just video of myself. So I need to do that. I need to suck it up and do it. And then secondly, oh shoot, I forgot. Well, secondly, I want to set up my Board Booster account so that all of my pins will have a schedule and be automated.
Okay, that's awesome. I am going to reach out to 10 group boards. I might get on like 2 or 3 or maybe 5 of those over the next couple of weeks. But in the next week, I want to reach out to 10 new group boards. And I also want to spend 30 minutes. Like, I have to hold myself to this, else I'll never do it. Spend 30 minutes diving into my current analytics on Pinterest so that I can start to make some changes happen there. That's my one thing.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
If you do decide to go the Board Booster route, they have really nice reports that I think are a little bit more helpful than Tailwind or Pinterest. So just FYI, some people get Board Booster just for the reports, or so I've heard.
Actually, I'm going to share my screen one more time and share a quick hack that I just learned from Ben.
Oh, okay.
Breaking in 1%. Ben is absolutely incredible. I'm telling you, those dudes know Pinterest. It's really impressive, actually. Tailwind. He was saying this. He was asking me like, okay, well, you're not getting the results you want on Pinterest. What have you been looking at? Like, what metrics have you been tracking, if at all? Like, what have you been doing? At which point I explained to him, not very much, because I've been a little bit lazy. But I did mention the virality score. I hired a Pinterest consultant like 6 months ago for like an hour, which I'll never do again. But one of the things she had pointed out was like virality score. Like, how many, for every pin that goes in there, like, how many times are they getting repinned or not, whatnot. So I had actually been looking at this, and I was like, man, most of my group boards like suck. Like, look at these. They're like 0.3, 0.2, like on down. 1 or 2 group boards up here are like doing pretty well. And Ben was like, okay, no, that's a terrible metric. And the reason being is that like some of these group boards may have been amazing this over the history of the group board. This doesn't take into account like time. Like, it's just the history of the entire group board. What's the virality score? And so Ben, he was like, you need to do this. For each of these things down here, just completely ignore virality score, export this, which I'm sure you can do like right here. Yeah. Export it to like Excel or whatever. And then just divide repins by pins. That's exactly what virality score is, repins by pins. But he said over here, you can customize the dates. So you could do like last 7 days, or no, it's just last 7 days. I thought you could do it. Oh, yeah. You could like change it up here, last 14 days, whatever, and it'll change these metrics. And so you can see their current virality rate. So he exports it. He divides, this repins divided by pins. And then he makes his own like little current virality score. And he says that's by far like the best metric to look at. So
yeah, would you look at that? That's perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, he kind of blew my mind with that. I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll do that. I'll see what's going on. Yeah, anyways, that's all.
Well, thanks so much, Pete, for the hangout. I'm looking forward to continuing to participate in them.
Oh, no problem. I'll be on here. I'm going to try and do this every week just for like 20, 30 minutes. And I don't know. We'll see if it's useful for people. It's going to be useful for me. So I'll keep doing it. All right. Okay. Well, you guys got anything else, or you want me to just hang up?
No, thanks, Pete. Thanks, Megan.
Thanks, Liz. Nice to meet you both. Thanks.
And Megan, send me your YouTube URL.
Okay, we'll do.
All right. See you guys.